In this video today, we are looking at the trombone part for Wilbur Elementary's version of Jingle Bells. Make sure you have your trombone, make sure you have your music, and let's get to work. So the first thing we see is we have this black bar with the 2. This is going to be the bell solo. So you're not going to be worried about playing there. The only thing you need to worry about here in measure 1 and 2 is you're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now this next part, we're starting high, and it's like we're walking down a little bit of a staircase. We're going F, E, D, C, B. In order for this to work, you have to start on an F. You have to start on an F. First position F. Let's try this. Measure 3 and 4 very slowly. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. 1, and you're starting on the F. All right, put a good tongue on every single note as we're coming down. Poo, 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 poo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. So we're starting high, and the contour of the line is we're moving down and really ending, we're really trying to emphasize, land on a nice B. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. When you're playing this, the trombones are the only people playing right here. So it's very important that it sounds clean, because this is going to eventually lead into the melody. Let's do this one again. It is very important that this sounds clean and accurate. 1, 2, 3. Again, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. Do it again. 1. So I'm starting high and I'm working by step low. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're getting good tongue on every single note as well. Here we go. 3 and 4 again. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now we're going to start at 3, and I want to see if we can get all the way to measure 10 now. All right, all the way to measure 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Rest, rest, rest. Okay, now I want to look at these 5 notes right here, just at 9 and just as 10, okay? Sort of like when we were playing 3 and 5, that was leading down to the B. 9 and 10, these B's are leading up to that E. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me just hear B, B, C, D, E. I'm going to play it, all right? And listen, when you're playing this, make sure your eyes are focused on what note that you're playing. You're tracking these notes as we pass it. Here's 9 and here's 10. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. Just 5 notes. Da, 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 da. Ready? 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Try that again. Measure 9 and measure 10. 1, 2, 3. Really make sure we're leading up to that E. All right? 9 and 10 again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think my slide was a little bit off that time, so let's do it again. 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3. Now, if for whatever reason you're struggling with your slide or getting in the right positions, the right partials, that's okay. Pause the video and really take the time to work on what you need to. It's important that all of these notes sound very clean. Let's do 9 and 10 just one more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time, 9 and 10. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, now let's take it from measure 6, all right? And let's see if we can go all the way from 14, that first quarter note on 14. All right, I'm listening for this part right here, this moving upwards to the E part. And also 13 and 14, it's the same thing like we played at the introduction. F, E, D, C. All right, so let's start at measure 6. Measure 6 is where the rest of the band is going to enter playing the melody. So 3, 4, and 5 is really a trombone feature. Measure 6 is where you really get into that bass line with the rest of the band playing the melody. So let's take it from that spot at 6, and let's see if we can really get into 14. Right on it, measure 6. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do that one more time, and this time focus on tracking the notes as you go by, reading left to right, tracking the notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's pick it up from 14. We'll go 14 to 21. It is very, very similar from 6 to 14, like we just played. B, 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 B. The only difference is in measure 20, we're ending on Fs, and then we have a whole note B. So let's go 14 to 21. Really make sure your lips are doing the right thing in the partials. Make sure when we have a B, you're getting the low note out. And when we have an F, make sure you're getting that higher note out. So here we go, 14 through 21. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then right here we see a repeat. We're going to repeat to the beginning of the song and do the whole thing again. We'll read it down, we'll read it down, we'll read it down. And then when we get to this ending right here, 22 and 23, we're going to play 8 F quarter notes and then end that on a B. These are F quarter notes. So 22 and 23 are going to sound like this. Let's try that again. 22, 23, and 24. 1, 2, ready. All right. Now, before we end this, I want to hear this section one more time because it's so important that we start on an F and that this sounds clean and under control. Here we go. All right, let's try that again. Under control, coming down to that F. Again, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. One final thing I want to touch on is this section again, because this is so important to keeping that bass line solid. All right, let's just try 9 in the first measure at 10, like this. Let's try that again. 9 in the first measure at 10. A 1, 2, 3. All right. So in conclusion, this part has to be super clean. Make sure you're starting on the right partial. always, I didn't mention this a ton, but make sure you're taking in full breaths before we play. That's always important. All right? And finally, the partials. If it says B, you need to be relaxed on that B. If it says F, you need to be at that higher pitch, that F. Go back, re-watch what you need to, re-practice what you need to, and make sure it sounds clean and accurate so that when we put it with the full band, you guys are really laying down that bass line. Happy practicing.